Hey guys, it's Frank, and right now we're going to do a little review of one of the custom maps that Duffin submitted to the Discord. It is not part of the Frank Algobeo, the Fab map contest, Summer 25. Not yet, anyway. I did ask him to submit it, and if he wants to, cool. If not, no pressure. But it's very gorgeous so far. Here we go, let's get 3, this. That. Okay, so right off the bat, the main has one ramp. It only has one ramp, but it also has some. I love these little rails. It also has some areas where you don't instantly see what's happening. So it's nice to see. It's nice to see that there is still some potential if you don't build over into the non-visible parts of your main that someone could potentially sneak in and do a drop. I'm also a little concerned, like maybe if you are, let's just get this going as quickly as we can. All right, that's gonna need 100. I'm gonna test this actually later on. I'm a little concerned, like maybe if you can get an evac over here and you drop an atlas. I don't want atlases to be able to be on this high ground and then shelling down below, because being shelled from your main just kind of sucks. There is a little bit of dead air in the back, but nothing that a stationary hedgehog can't fix. I've said it once and I'll say it again here. I'm not a big fan of dead air behind the main, because then that just means that there's supply tied up here threatening, and then there's supply tied up here that's defending, and then you never actually see the interaction. It just kind of like creates this zone where like neither player is fighting with the supply that they have on hand. So not a fan personally, but okay, let's keep on exploring the map. So there's your main. You go down the ramp. It's a pretty narrow ramp, relatively. So it's good and easy to defend. I like that there's so much surface area here that you can drop from.
A Stormgate will activate
Let's look
soon.
at what the Stormgates have here. Oh, these Stormgates look absolutely beautiful. The cabling going into the Stormgates is gorgeous. Little control panels and stuff. That's pretty cool. All right, I love it. There's a really narrow path to get to that Stormgate.
A Stormgate has appeared.
Okay, so I saw this in another map as well. I'm not a fan of Stormgates that are only accessible by one player early on. So let's send 2 of these guys over here. So kind of what I'm getting at is, let's say, yeah, like this is something that I want Stormgates, ideally in my mind, I want Stormgates to have an equal rush distance for both players at the start of a game. So, case in point, if I have to drag workers over here to kill these trees, then this player is going to have the worst time of their life, because it's like, okay, I need to take workers away from doing what they would normally be doing to attack trees and stuff. Now, I do appreciate that these trees are all one hit, which is very nice, but it's still a worker that you have to drag away that to get there. Whereas this player, it's just a straight shot for them. Basically, it's like, okay, here's your main. You send workers out of your natural, and then you just like walk up here. Whereas this player, send workers out of them, or send out of their main, out of their natural, walk, walk, walk. Uh-oh, trees. You know what? Actually, I take that back. They can still walk up this ramp, and it'd be basically fine. But I hope that rush distance into the Stormgate is something that people start considering. Okay, so let's get you upgraded. What? No, I want you guys to start working at the natural here.
Systems nominal.
I control click them. And you guys are going to build. You guys are going to power build that. Okay. This would be a tier 2 command structure. Hey, did I hit upgrade on you? Okay. The health camps. Health camps are pretty far away from just about everything. I don't I do kind of like that there's more surface area for the health camps to be on the low ground. Um, so that way you have it's more risk, more reward kind of a thing. Where like yeah, you can have your entire army or a big chunk of your army over here healing, but you're still subject to taking fire from the high ground. And this map's so big that you don't have to worry about like if you do go for the health camp, your army is like leaving a lot of the area open. Shallow water's always cool. And let's do a couple of these.
Dimensional
I think
detected.
battles that
A
take place on
Stormgate
shallow
will
water are
activate
really
soon.
cool. The floating rocks are also very cool. You know what this map reminds me of? This map reminds me of Halo. This map reminds me of something that would be in Halo. Now, those of you that know, I
A
one of
Stormgate
those
has
guys that
appeared.
grew up with Halo. And like, yes, it peaked at Halo 3, and every Halo game since Halo 3 has been a mistake. Mainly because I didn't like that Halo Infinite was open world, and like one of the things that it'll never stop amazing me, by the way, that like units push around grass. Anyway, I thought Halo 3 was a wasted opportunity because Halo is known for having like this huge sudden shift in biome, but Halo Infinite was just like, all right, I guess you're just gonna be in a sunny grassland the entire game, and like there's no deserts, there's no city, there's no ice, there's no like, there's so much that was just missing. Yeah, look at this is Halo. This is the map, Halo. Very cool visually. Normally, I'm not a fan of like, all right, we get it. It's a grassy field, and you do battle on it. But there's, I mean, the corridors are nice and open, so people can fight a lot on this. This looks like it could be a potential third, or this third. I like. Oh, I never even noticed this. So okay, come here. Come here, you. Come here, you. I'm going to attack that. Oh, so if you wanted to, you could open this up to get down this ramp. Okay, it's because I spawned up here that I didn't realize that there's a ramp back here, and then this is your third. By the way, bonus points for putting like a very clear indicator of where your command structure should be plopped down. Like that. That's amazing. I love that. Okay, this looks like a very protected-ish fourth, I guess, or third, potential third, fourth. Let's call it fourth. The double therium's really cool, but really being on the high ground and being like closer to reinforcements, I think is very strong. But I love this. I love that there's destructible trees here. So if your opponent wants to do a run by, all they have to do is come up through mid, come over here, destroy a bunch of trees. Maybe it's Magnodons, maybe it's Vulcans that destroy all these trees, and suddenly your fourth is in like, uh-oh, it's in pretty big trouble. And this map is big enough that like just showing up with reinforcements might not be fast enough. I also like these really out of the way storm gates just because it turns into a decision that the players have to make. It's like, okay, I know if I go after this storm gate with any amount of supply, the map is so big that they're never going to really be able to leave to go reinforce a fight. So, you know, maybe your opponent knows that you're there with, let's say, just 2 scouts. Or maybe you just want to telegraph. It's like, hey, I'm here with 2 scouts, and if you don't come contest, then it's a free Stormgate for me. But at the same time, you don't want to be that person that shows up, starts killing it with everything, and you're stuck in this corner when you're so far away from everything else.
A Stormgate will activate soon.
This is a really cool map, actually. I really like this map. This is a little bit more choked up than I would like, I think. But the Stormgate being on high ground and not being necessarily like attackable by like there's only so much that can attack it. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I've a bunch of these. Okay, I think 2 dogs will eventually kill a Stormgate, but I really love that little ramp with destructible trees here out of your natural. So yeah, Main, build up, natural, fine, destroy trees to get to your third. I almost wish that the rush distance was a little bit shorter, so that way you can punish your opponent for destroying the trees instead of going for. I don't know. Well, I think that's really the only third you can go to. You could try to go to this one, but there's no Therium, and it's so wide open. Okay. Um, Buttersman, how's it going? So it's to answer your question about who made this, it was let me go back. It was Duffin in the Discord. Duffin. Um, so yeah, I think this is a really great map. Um, maybe maybe 5 Stormgates is too many. I don't know how I feel about these Stormgates that are really favored by one player. Like if one player gets an advantage for rush distance just out of RNG, that feels bad because then one player has an advantage just for no reason at all. But yeah, Duffin overall fantastic map. I'm gonna stop rambling now, and yeah, I really hope you submit this to the map contest. Good job, man.